Are you satisfied and content with the way that your life is right now? And if you're not, what is it that you can do to change that? Welcome everybody to the very first episode of BeReel365, part of the Dream Nation project. I created this project really because this last few months has really been a transition time for me and just figuring things out. Really, actually, the last year for me has been a transition time for me, just figuring out what I want to do life-wise, career-wise, where I want to live, like just people in my life and that sort of thing. And almost like a reinvention time for me. And so I started like asking myself all these questions, right? And so just life questions, right, on various different topics, right? And I got an idea. I said, you know what? Maybe this can actually bring value to someone else. And so maybe you're in a place right now where you're just not really sure, you're not really happy about your life or content, which is what we're going to get into today for the first question, or whatever it is, right? You think you need a change of some sort, you're just unhappy for some reason, whatever it is for you. So what BeReel365 is, you know, it says where honest answers lead to a desired life. And so I think a lot of times we tend to not be real, R-E-A-L, with ourselves, and that leads to unhappiness and discontent and just an overall uneasiness about our lives. And so it's because we're unwilling to be truthful with ourselves, right? And we hide behind personas and we hide behind what we put on social media, and it's, you know, based off fear, and it's, you know, based off insecurity, and it's just based off being unhappy. And so I really wanted to create this series where I'm hoping that you can answer these questions for yourself truthfully, and excuse me, and because of that, the desired outcome of that is to live a desired life for yourself. That's my hope for you all. So what BeReel365 is one question every single day for an entire year. So I'm going to give you my own personal answer to each question for each day, and then if you guys want to comment below with what your answer is, then absolutely feel free to that. If you don't feel comfortable sharing, then please reach out to me either on Facebook or Instagram, or through my email, or if you've got my phone number, contact me there. And if you want to answer the question for yourself and you're just curious what I think, or any insights that I might have, then please reach out to me. So let's get into today's question. And I'm slapping people in the face, and myself included, right from day one. So today's question, the very first question for BeReel365 is: are you satisfied and content with your life right now? Are you satisfied and content with your life right now? For me, man, this is a tough one. I don't think that I am ever fully satisfied or fully content with the way my life is. It's changed so much in the past, several years. I'm just gonna come right out and just openly share something with you guys. And when I grew up, my mom and my dad passed away when I was 7. And my mom and I always struggled to connect with each other because she was so focused on providing for me, which I didn't realize until 20 years later, and so focused on trying to raise me by herself, and she was also very OCD about a lot of different things, and she tended to be quite harsh on me. She also wasn't the type that really validated things that I did, or openly supported things that I was into or interested in. She was also the type that, for instance, like I wasn't very good at math, so she would just say, "Oh, that's okay, you're just not that good at math, do this instead," right? And so that's how I grew up. That was my mom, right? So that's how my mom treated me growing up. the flip side of that, the opposite of that, is I have an aunt who literally told me every single day how fantastic I was and I could literally do no wrong. And so she provided like super validation for me every single day, and still to this day that she does it. I love my aunt, yet I'm fully self-aware that that is almost become a hindrance for me, because I feel as if it doesn't matter if I start something and stop something. It doesn't matter if I give up on something. It doesn't matter if something doesn't go my way or if things don't work out, because I always know that I have in the background my aunt to validate whatever it is that I do, right? Like I've told people this before, close friends of mine, that I literally could pick up poop as a job and my aunt would be like, "You're the best poop picker upper ever in the world," right? That's just who she is as a person. Not to say that's bad. She does it because she loves me. And I would hope that you all have people out there that do validate you and do openly support whatever it is that you're into. But understand that you need to have a balance to that. It's on one hand, I see it as a very good thing for me, because I have an extreme confidence in things that I do, almost to a point of cockiness. I've also been told that personally by a few people. And I think that I can literally accomplish whatever I want to do. Yet at the same time, I am dissatisfied with a lot of things, but I think it's because I knew that it's okay if I just give up on something and start something else, right? Because I always had a backup. And so I wish that I don't know, actually. I was going to say I wish I had had less of the validation and more support from my mom to kind of balance things out. But I honestly actually wouldn't want that, because even the way my life has gone, which is just, it's been crazy. I mean, you know, my mom passed away a couple years ago, and I've had a long relationship that just didn't work out, and I thought it was, and I had a media company that I built with someone else that we built up to pretty much six-figure business, and I left at the height of it because I wasn't happy and I wanted to do something else. And I wanted to perform, and so I was very, last year, in the beginning of last year, 2018, I was very discontent with my life. I was very unsatisfied with the way things were going career-wise. I had always done magic for 22 years. I've done magic. I really wanted to perform magic full-time professionally. And so in April, I just decided, you know what, I'm done with this business. My business partner and I, we just got to a point where we just didn't see eye to eye, and I'm upset about that, to be quite honest. There's some things that I don't agree with how he operated things, but at the same time, I'm very thankful for his side of the business too, because I don't think I'd be where I am if we hadn't started that business together, right? So I'm very grateful for that, very self-aware of that. But April of last year, very dissatisfied with my life. And so I sold my half of the business to pursue performing full time. And I worked my ass off. I contacted hundreds of people and barely got any business last year. It just didn't seem to work. And so beginning of this year, 2019, I decided I'm still very unsatisfied, still very unhappy. I'm not content with the way things are. My relationship at the time was tanking, and so I said it's time for a change again. I had to walk away in two respects. I walked away from the relationship, but I also walked away from. The more and more you watch these, the more and more you know I'm emotional. I'm an emotional guy, so this is probably going to happen a lot. But I walked away from that, and I walked away from the idea of performing full time. And I decided maybe this media thing, I'm pretty good at doing videos and creating videos and that sort of thing. So maybe I'll just switch back into that. And that's where I am now. And it's been a real struggle. I mean, I literally just got a client like a month ago. And I started in January. That's me being real with you guys and sharing that with you guys. it's effing hard, man. And so I'm still not satisfied and content with the way things are. And I wonder if I'll ever actually be completely satisfied. Um, I think that you should. I don't think that you should. I think you can be. Here's the way I would answer this question, right? I don't. I think that you should get to a point that you are content with the way that your life is, but never satisfied. And let me explain that. What I mean by that is that you're okay with you're at a point. Hopefully you can get to a point, and hopefully I get to a point where I'm content with the way things are. Like, I'm happy with content. By content, what content really means is, are you happy? And so I hope that I can get to a point where I'm happy, that I can say, right now in my life, I'm happy with where it is. I'm not there yet. And at the same time, at the same token, I don't think you should. It's my personal belief. I don't think you should ever feel satisfied. I think you should constantly be pushing. I think you should be content, i.e., happy, but you should always be unsatisfied with the way things are. You should always be striving for something more. That's just my personal opinion. You guys might differ from me and disagree with me. If you do, let me know. I'd love to talk with you about it and discuss it with you. But that's just me. That's how I would answer it. So, I pose this question to you all. Are you satisfied and content with the way that your life is right now? And if you're not, what is it that you can do to change that? For me, this has happened several times. I'm very self-aware about the times that I know that I need to pivot and move and do something else. And not to say that it's easy. It's never easy. Let me get that out there in the forefront. It's never easy to change something that you know for a fact that that's the way, that's your path, right? It's never easy. But I guarantee you, if you just say fuck the fear that's involved with the change and make the change, take action to make the change, it'll drastically change your life. It'll put you on a path to becoming content, meaning put you on a path to becoming happy. That's something that I want for myself. That's something that I want for you guys, and I hope that that's something that you want for your own self. So let me know in the comments below what your answer to this would be, if you feel like sharing openly. If not, like I said, contact me either through Facebook or Instagram or my email, and let me know. I'd love to hear from you. So that's the episode 1 for BeReel365, and we'll see you tomorrow on another episode.